Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back to talk about Paramount Plus's hottest dating show. It's the Real Love Boat recap for episode number 7. And now we are back here with our official crew, and we will not be asking anybody to exit the podcast here tonight. Of course, first back with us, our bartender. It's Jenny Autumn. Jenny, how are you?
I'm great, and I'm really relieved that you're not going to be getting rid of the last person who arrived, because that would have been me. I would have been departing the podcast.
Yes, but for strategy, okay, we're going to keep you.
Thank you. I think that's a very strategic choice.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's what Ezra would say, but...
Okay, and of course, we have here with us our event coordinator. Here is Kirsten MacInnis. Kirsten, how are you?
I'm doing great, Rob. I do believe we prefer to be called cruise directors.
Cruise director,
but I can coordinate events all you want.
Yes. Okay. Well,
that's part of the job. Is like, as the cruise director, you coordinate the event of the cruise.
That is
true. And you direct it.
Yeah. So this, to me, I felt like was a little bit of a slower week for the Real Love Boat. I don't know.
Rob, Kirsten, it was a Turkish delay.
It was a Turkish delay. I don't know. I thought this was some Istanbul.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't the best episode of the Real Love Boat. I'll give you that.
Okay, well, for people, because, you know, there are some folks out there who they skip the show, or they live in an area where they can't access it easily, and they rely on us to tell you what happened. And so this was like the first episode, I think, of the season, going back to the first episode, where nobody new came on the Love Boat. And ultimately, it just really was a one big decision that needed to be made, that it was going to be the winner of the challenge, Daniel and Shaylin, were going to have to decide which of the bottom 2 couples they were going to eliminate. And it was really all about like Daniel and Shaylin just mulling it over back and forth. And really, I didn't really understand the argument of either
I was
side.
hoping you would.
We'll
maybe get through it together.
We can explore it. And then there was just like a lot of sort of like contemplation of Kendra and Jordan, and then also with Nathan and Tyler about, what if we get kicked off the boat? Where do we go from here? What are we doing?
Would this have been better if
whatever you were going to say that comes after, would this have been better? The answer is yes.
Because I just kept thinking it would be so much more fun if they could have decided from all of the couples who didn't win who would go home.
Well, then it would be easy, because then like Sydney and Dustin very, very accurately were like, holy crapola. Trying to figure out like what watered down version am I gonna say?
I mean, are we not allowed to say shit?
Well, no, I've said way worse things on this podcast and other podcasts for that matter. But I like, they were absolutely correct that if they were in the bottom 2, they were gone. Like, they barely know either of them.
Yeah.
So they
barely know each other.
Yeah. They don't even know each other. They have zero chemistry.
None.
But yeah, the other thing besides no new people this week was there were also no dates.
No dates.
Because it didn't matter, I guess, because there was no like matchups. So it was just like, I don't care who you go on a date with. Like, you're all in couples now. So if not for the preview, I'd say, oh, okay, are we literally just staying in these couples now? Because I was like, that's kind of boring. But this is just a temporary, like, we're staying where we're at for a second.
And I will say, stay tuned, because next week does seem like a banger. Based off the preview. Okay.
Yeah, all right? This was just the 7-episode edge.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So, that's what's going on here on the Real Love Boat for episode number 7. Let's talk it through. We had our couples, and really for the first time, I think, Kirsten, we start to see some alliances. That it looks like that basically, you know, our top 2 couples here, we got to see them hanging out with Daniel and Shaylin and then Emily and Marty hanging out, talking about how that, they have basically got some double date action happening.
Yes, the people who actually know each other and enjoy each other's company have formed an alliance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, it feels like there's less people than 10 in a way, but like it also feels like there should be more people. Like it feels like such a small cast at this point where it's like, let's mix it up a little bit. But again, they're making us wait for that. But yeah, I like that we in this scene of Daniel and Shaylin and Marty and Emily like mixing it up together, that we're getting insight. There's a building narrative about Emily and Marty.
Yes.
And I am ready for it because
we're ready for it.
Like the fall of Marty is coming, and it could be next episode. But they've been building to this, and we get a little bit more of it in this episode.
Yeah. I think this was the most interesting thing that was going on here in this episode. And it was just like a little bit of a hint of this, but it's something that we have been waiting for. We have been talking about how Marty and Emily seem like, he's might be moving at a faster speed than Emily might be, trying to, force some things. And Kirsten, I thought that Marty low-key threatens Emily here. He is talking about how after that Nathan and his decision to not go back with Elisa, that he said that he feels like that, hey, he's with Nathan. If Emily didn't pick him at one of the ceremonies and he stayed on the boat, that would be it. They would be done. So make no mistake, Emily, that if you F around, you'll find out too.
I mean, but that's all she wants is for him to F around a little bit. And he's just like, no, we will be wed. I see no other explanation. It's so weird.
And it just seems like they're bored already. And I mean, like they haven't even, like consummated. I guess it's not a consummation. I don't know.
I think it counts as consummated.
Okay. Yeah. What do you want to say?
I don't know. I don't really want to say anything. Is that what you were going for? Honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say boinked, but that's just wild to me.
Not Jenny, why?
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. You asked. You asked what else I would
love
say.
Boink.
Oh no.
Coming to you live from the Real Love Boat Suite. It's the Love Boink. Yeah, no, I just feel like it's stale, and like Marty is ready to just like, have her barefoot and pregnant and
send Marty to Too Hot to Handle.
I mean,
oh my God,
but no,
he would
Marty
die
has
there.
No problem abstaining.
No.
He said repeatedly he's totally fine with the fact that Emily wants to wait. He's
great.
Totally fine with it. No problem at all.
Doesn't need to boink.
I think that Marty should go on Love is Blind because he's ready to get married.
Yeah. He would be great on that show. How did he miss out on the casting call for that?
Well, he went to a CBS casting call instead of a Netflix casting call.
I bet he's kicking himself every day.
They have to send around the profiles. But yeah, like I love that it's like this continuing storyline of like Marty's kind of a stick in the mud.
Yeah.
And he's like, not only is he low-key threatening Emily, being like, if you even so much as like consider another guy, I'm out.
It's over. Yeah.
Which she's probably like at this point, like, oh, that wouldn't be the worst thing. Because like what else is she gonna do at this point? She's locked in with Marty. Like there's nothing else going on, but the red flags are popping up. She's looking for an exit strategy at this point. I'm pretty sure. But it's also the fact that she's like, I'm trying to have fun, and this guy is kind of a drag.
Literally.
Yeah. There's an age difference there also, but, it's not going great. I think that the vibes are going in the wrong direction for Emily and Marty, and it looks like that maybe we could see an upset coming on next week's episode. Potentially, we'll see if we're just getting fed a bill of goods with the Emily and Marty drama. We're also seeing, we mentioned Dustin and Sydney. Okay. They were really almost not in the episode at all. The show doesn't even want us to pay attention to them.
Not yet, but they will start getting negative content the week that they go home.
That
if
they
we
go
know
home.
anything about the Real Love Boat, that's what we know.
Yes. Or maybe like a new person will come on and then, tempt one of them, and then we'll have like some sort of like a real like dramatic music moment where they end up sort of getting together. But we're going to spend a lot of time.
To care about either of them though. Like that's the
we
problem is like, it's like
nothing could happen to make us care about them.
They're two newer people and now they are matched up together. Don't you think, like, even if new people come in next week and they break up, at least one of them is sticking around. You'd think that they would maybe want to have some sort of storyline where we might care about what happens to one of them or get more invested in one of them as a character. And I really feel like the storyline for them was, we just started talking, so I really hope we don't get bottom 2 or else we're going to get like voted out or whatever. So like that's not really compelling story. They have zero chemistry in my opinion.
Well, but it's not even just chemistry with each other. Like they don't have any presence for a TV show either. So
they don't pop.
It's tough. It's really tough.
There was like a moment where they were like talking, like they were like on loungers, and they were like talking about like being competitive. Like there was like the pre-challenge, like, oh, are you like, you're athletic, like we're gonna win this challenge, blah blah blah. And then like Dustin put like his hand on her thigh, and it just felt like he was like, well, we're in a couple now. I should start doing like coupley things with you. But it felt to me so unnatural and awkward. Maybe it was the way the camera zoomed in on it or something. I was just like, this is bizarre.
Okay.
Bizarre.
All right. Well, that's it for the Dustin Sydney segment of the episode. Okay. So we're going to spend a lot of time with Nathan and Tyler in this episode. And so Nathan, he loves the gym, loves to work out. And so he's like, hey, get on my back. Get on my back and straddle me and I'll do push-ups.
Oh, no.
It's like, I don't even weigh that much. I'm not that impressive.
I love her just like totally being like, this isn't even that cool. Like this was like, is this your weird way of just getting me to straddle your back, which is not a sexy thing, but it's not even like an impressive feat.
I mean, I do think it's impressive to be able to do a push-up with any like human's weight on your back, but like
if you're Nathan.
Yeah, I mean, true. Like for me,
it would
push-up
be
with my own body weight is impressive.
Like if my cat was on my back, like it would be like impressive that I managed to stay up.
With the cat balanced on your back. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But I feel like Nathan has probably handled more weight than that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, this is a show where we have seen people do incredible feats of strength with other human bodies. Going back to the first episode, was it Nicole that did a deadlift with a person? So
remember them?
He said, I can lift twice my weight, and then picked up Brooke as if Brooke weighs twice as much as her.
Like maybe 10 pounds more.
Yeah. And so we then had this moment where this was very dramatic. Okay. So Nathan is talking about, what does he hate? Cheaters. My brother got cheated on. I don't like cheaters.
One, we know this
room for a week.
One, we know this because Elisa at the beginning of the season had admitted to having cheated in the past, and Nathan was like, whoa, we are
no
done.
Cheating.
He was actually biding his time for weeks to get rid of her after that.
Do you think that was the deal breaker? Do you think that if it weren't, because that was very early in Nathan and Elisa's story, do you think that it was something in the back of his mind that he never got past, and so he was just like, well, this is the person I have the most connection with, and I'm not going to end up with this person, but I'm just gonna like keep going?
I actually do, because I think after that moment, the complaints we heard from Elisa about Nathan were, he won't open up, he doesn't trust me, like he's not giving me anything. And that to me really strikes me as someone who has gotten the ick and is really closed off and is not willing to move forward.
He didn't trust her with his heart, you know?
Yeah.
And I've heard that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that is a big thing. Okay, so Tyler then it says, well, I have something very important to tell you. And just then Paolo breaks in, or is it Matt?
I
And
think it was
says,
Matt.
I don't know.
I think it was Matt.
Go to the Grand Bazaar, everybody. It's so it's like Chekhov's reveal that we don't get to find out what's going to happen until later on in the episode.
Saved by the Matt.
Yeah, they go to the Grand Bazaar. Is it the Grand Bazaar or the Grand Market? Or is it the Grand Market?
Grand Bazaar. Because
Okay.
since the episode, I've had the song How Bizarre stuck in my head. Have you thought about that song in the last 5 years?
No.
That was a TikTok trend like last year.
Was it?
Yeah.
I've been trying to stay off TikTok. It's bad for my sleep.
Fair.
Making you crazy.
Making me crazy every time I look around.
I never really feel like the age difference between us, Jenny, until shit like this.
Mhm.
I'm like right in the pocket of like knowing How Bizarre very well. Literally like a very, very thin period of time where you were like watching music videos and How Bizarre. Like I remember the music video.
Yeah. What happened in the music video, Jenny?
Yeah, you could give me 1,000 guesses. I'd have no idea.
I want to say they were in like the desert or something, and like they're in like a car, and like
was it Istanbul?
It might be, honestly.
Were they at the Grand Bazaar?
Yeah. The song was about the Grand Bazaar.
Wow. Grand Bazaar.
I'm gonna look into this after.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to watch the music video. The only music video that like off the top of my head I'll ever remember is that like you can dance if you want to, because they played on much more music.
That's the only video you remember?
And Take On Me. Those are the only ones that in my head that I would instantly be like, oh, that's an iconic music video.
That is iconic. Okay, so that makes me feel
the
less
safety
old.
Dance and
and Take On Me.
Yeah, and I'm old because I know How Bizarre.
No, but it's because my mom used to just put music videos on in the morning before we left for school, and those ones played, I swear to God, 4 times an hour.
Remember music videos? What a time.
Oh my God, imagine.
Let's talk about the challenge on the Real Love Boat. And later on tonight, Kirsten, I will watch The Amazing Race, but I feel like I almost didn't have to.
They were racing. I would not say it was amazing, but
yeah,
it was bizarre.
It was bizarre. How bizarre?
Yeah, I mean, this is a task that you see like 3 times a season on The Amazing Race. This is the world's biggest flea market. The teams will have to go from place to place and find the things in this very busy market. They'll have to use the map and it's basically we saw like the most basic Survivor challenge, I think, on last week's episode. This was default Amazing Race challenge.
Yeah, they're trying like little pieces of different reality shows.
In How Bizarre, the teams will have raced through this very busy market.
All they needed to do is give them a choice between like one of the tasks and another task within the bazaar. Like you can do it's salty coffee versus like I don't know, pin the tail on the donkey.
What?
I don't know. But that's the only thing that they could have done to make it more Amazing Racy, is if like there was a choice of what task to do. But in this one,
detour.
Yeah, exactly. But this one they had to do all 3. And they also in this episode are like, it's Amazing Race, it's giving Amazing Race, but it's also giving still Survivor, because we're gonna have people voting people out here. So they're really just dabbling with the other CBS shows.
Yes. Well, now, Kirsten, if you don't mind, I would love to have our challenge correspondent, of course, Jenny Autumn, on the great Beyond the Edge coverage, would break down what the teams needed to do in every obstacle course. Oh, wow. Jenny, could you break down what the teams needed to do in the marketplace?
Absolutely. I would love nothing more. Okay.
It's also the prenuptial rituals.
Yes. So basically the Grand Bazaar is one of the largest closed markets in the world. And there's a challenge that's inspired by prenuptial Turkish rituals. And so they have
I think they would say
tasks.
prenuptial agreements, by the way.
You've been watching too much 90 Day Fiance, Rob.
I don't know. I
what
mean,
Jerry
look,
said?
not everybody's first marriage on the show. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
we're going to
true.
talk about prenuptials.
Numerous of them have been married before, and they're 25. It's wild. Anyway, so they're given a map. Apparently there's more than 4,000 shops inside there, and they're all designed to catch your eye.
Yes.
It's like a giant flea market type thing, but classier. And so there's 3 designated locations on the map that you need to find in the market. And the one task is, I don't know if they had names. I think they were just lamp. So for lamp, there was a lamp store, and you have to find one of the lamps that turns on, because it was a thing full of lamps.
Yes. What did the lamp represent, Jenny?
So the reason that they had them getting lamps is
I love lamp.
Yes. I love lamp. They love lamp, and lamp symbolizes light of love.
Okay.
I guess. I don't apparently. So and then once you find the lamp, one of the lamps that turns on, you take it with you. You leave with the lamp. I don't know if they paid for them. I think they just walked away with these lamps.
It was shoplifting.
Yeah. But apparently approved. Okay. And then the second stop, well, it didn't really matter what order you did it in. It was ring. And so there are 3 pieces of a puzzle ring.
Yep.
That seemed weird. It looked like it was just 3 different rings.
Generic, your standard puzzle ring.
Yeah,
well, I do think that puzzle rings are more common in that specific area of the world.
What is I know my dad ring, brought.
So it's a ring that comes in multiple pieces, and there's a proper way to fit them together to look like the one ring that it's supposed to look
to rule them all.
I thought it just looked like 3 different rings.
Yeah, the ones on the show looked like 3 different rings, and they were all quite big. I think they would be a really large puzzle ring. I have one puzzle ring, and it's just it's small.
I didn't even know this was a thing. I literally learned about puzzle rings basically right now.
No, they're really cool. They're really cool.
Well, now I want one, because if it's a challenge.
It's a challenge. It's hard to put them together.
What does a puzzle ring represent?
Sit down for this one. It represents the intricacies of a monogamous relationship.
Yeah.
Of course, naturally.
Yes.
The puzzles of the ring, the pieces.
It is a puzzle. It is a puzzle at times. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you're trying to have a monogamous relationship. You want to give this ring and make a promise monogamously to this person. But there's some challenges to get there. There's some pieces you have to put together as a team.
No doubt.
Before you can get there. So that's what that means.
Yeah.
And then the third stop is coffee. And specifically at this stop, the women have to pour a special cup of coffee that it's just apparently special for the men, and it's going to symbolize. Well, so there's a catch. They're not just pouring coffee; they're supposed to add salt to the coffee, and this symbolizes that marriage is not always sweet. So, if someone came, okay, bringing me coffee is my love language.
Yeah.
If Phil showed up in the morning with a cup of coffee and it was filled with salt, and I love salt, I would be like, what the hell is this?
I mean, people love salt, but they don't love a shot glass of salt in their coffee.
Yes.
That is not.
Sodium is going to be very high. But can I tell you something? And look, hope that you're not going to yuck my yum. But
never.
I will often throw salt in coffee. How about that?
What?
Yeah.
But what's the reason?
Delicious. It's delicious.
Okay, this is the only time
Not
I will
like
put. So do you do sugar and salt to like?
No.
just salt?
Lately I've been drinking black coffee, and then I just like put like a little
Does
bit
it like
of salt on top.
neutralize the bitterness or something?
I don't know. Maybe it's.
Or do you like it? You just like it salty?
I don't know.
Rob's
I
a
like
salty
it.
guy.
Yeah.
So the only time I will put salt in coffee is like if I make like a mocha,
Yeah.
and then you do a drizzle of caramel, and then you do like the coarse salt on top, and it's like a salted, like a homemade salted caramel mocha. But I can't imagine just taking a black cup of coffee and just like tossing salt in it. But
Just like
Rob,
a little like
I feel like I've learned so much about you in this moment.
zhuzh. Yeah, it's not like I'm not dumping the salt shaker in there.
So do you do this because marriage is not always sweet, or
Maybe
is your
that's
marriage so sweet
Yeah,
that
I
you
get
need
all
to
the
balance
sweetness.
it with
right,
salt in your coffee?
right. I will be like, I need to like balance my insulin. Yeah.
I don't think sugar has anything to do with that.
Mm,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not a doctor.
Do you like ever do
but-
this when you're out? Like, do you get like are you at like a diner and like they've got like the little thing of sugar packets in the center, and like there's also like the salt and pepper? And
I don't know.
you're
It's
just, like, you do a
it's
little
been like a newer thing that I've been doing the
Mm.
last couple of months.
What made you think of this?
If we're gonna like, I don't really like to talk about food on the podcast. But,
I know. You took us here, Rob.
Well, I just said I do what they do on the show, but I've been like not eating breakfast in the morning, so I just drink like some black coffee, and then instead of putting like sugar or cream in it, like throw some salt in there as part of like until I eat my first meal of the day at lunchtime.
Is this like a keto thing? Because like I know that
No, keto they do like butter.
Butter.
In coffee.
Yeah, there was a time that Phil did the butter in coffee, and I'm
like, I just it's like a longer like fast to get to when I start eating in the afternoon.
Does
Rob,
the salt
what about,
do
like-
something to kickstart like?
I don't think it just is like something to like make the coffee a little bit more
Jazzy.
interesting. Yeah.
What about like seasoning salt?
Oh God!
Put it in seasoning salt in the coffee?
Yeah, I mean, what? I feel like we're making decisions here that
I don't
are
like. I don't think I want like a garlic coffee.
Or just like some Lowry's, like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't want pepper in there.
See,
I
I
mean,
think
why is
pepper
pepper
way
that much
better
crazier
than
than
salt?
salt?
TBH.
I don't know. Well, look, don't knock the salty coffee until you try it.
I mean,
Rob,
I hear
You're
you, Jenny.
knocking
How
other things
bizarre!
that are
How
just as
bizarre!
yeah, I'm trying to understand. Why am I?
Ooh, baby.
it's making you crazy.
Yeah. Every
Um,
time I look around, it's in my face.
Salty coffee.
Oh man,
I'm gonna try this now because I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I
would
guess they
not
were
be-
like able to choose the amount of salt. It wasn't clear.
It seemed like it was a lot of salt based off like Nathan's reaction that he
Yeah.
was like gagging.
No, it was
Well,
like
he's a
like
foodie.
it was a big thing of salt. Like that was more salt than I want on like anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah,
love
they
salt.
should have had like blood pressure monitors there. Are you okay to continue this race?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, medical was standing by.
Yeah. So those are the 3 tasks. No fancy names, but they are all very symbolic. So this is the big test for them is racing.
One of the things I noticed in the task was that has this been happening all season long, that there is a tagline to start the competition? Kirsten, did you catch this?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
And I think that they've probably been saying it all season and we didn't notice. Or
Yes.
is it new?
Get cruising.
Get cruising.
cruising.
That's
But
every week, baby.
They're not on the boat when they say this.
They're never on the boat when they say this.
What are we doing?
They just love the catchphrases.
I mean, if anything, when the challenge is over, they say, all right, let's get cruising. Like they get back on the boat.
Yeah,
to
or
cruising.
like when they leave someone behind on the shore, they could be like, okay, well, let's get cruising. They'll say their
Shove off
goodbyes.
so we can get cruising.
Yeah.
Cruising down the freeway in the hot sun.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So
There's something there.
I don't
There's
know.
something there.
Okay. Any highlights?
But they've been doing this every week, Rob. They've been 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Any highlights from the actual running of the competition? Because I think we can yada yada the actual competition through the market.
The competition gave like a little bit more insight into Marty and Emily don't get along. Because she's like, I just want him to like have fun, and he's trying to win. I don't know.
He's trying to win so that they can have
always
another
trying to get to the
dinner.
finish line, right?
Oh my god,
classic Marty. Slow down, buddy.
I did love that. This was actually before the challenge when they were like all like we got the scenes of everyone like discussing how like we have to win this challenge. I loved Kendra being like, I hope this challenge doesn't involve a lot of moving.
Yeah, I felt
and
so
I was
seen.
like, I understand this.
Yeah.
I deeply get this.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it was a lot of moving.
A lot of moving.
This challenge would have been so like such a nightmare for me. I really deeply related to Tyler when she said, I get like distracted very easily, and there's so much going on that it's like hard to like pay attention to anything. That would have been me. I would have been like, there's so many people, there are so many different things going on. I would have been very overwhelmed. I would have needed somebody like, I guess, like Nathan. Wow, who knew I need someone like Nathan?
Yeah, you want someone to be sexy and take charge.
Take charge, baby, because I am a squirrel at this moment. I'm darting into traffic. We almost ran over a squirrel today. Okay, top of mind.
My god!
Almost.
Well, I'm glad you didn't. Oh my god!
I would have been traumatized, and I wouldn't have been able to do the podcast probably.
All right,
I understand completely.
So the teams are able to get through all of the different obstacles. The wrinkle here is the bottom two teams are going to be up for elimination. Nobody's really having that much trouble with the actual task. Jordan and Kendra are getting lost. Nathan doesn't want to drink salty coffee. Yada, yada, yada. Daniel and Shaylin end up winning this thing again. How many competitions have they won? What, like 4 out of 6 or something like that?
Something like that.
I think this is the third one. Because Marty and Emily have won twice. Daniel and Shaylin have won 3 times.
Jenny has all the stats.
Yeah, she's taking the detailed notes. She is paying diligent attention, and she is reporting the news. She is a journalist.
I am a journalist of The Real Love Boat. Didn't the first challenge? Oh, because Elisa won. So Elisa had the date with Michael. Remember Michael?
Yeah.
Our fave.
Yep.
Did somebody else get a date? Did anyone else go to the?
I think that Brett and
Brooke won one. Yes.
Then Brett was not well after.
Yeah,
his
and then
date.
he was unwell.
Yes.
Yeah,
he ate some bad fish or something.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, Daniel and Shaylin, they are going to have to make a decision, and I'm like, okay. Oh, they're going to make a decision on the spot. No, we're actually going to drag it out for another 35 minutes in this episode.
What else were they going to do, Rob? They didn't even have dates. There were no new people.
I don't know. Was there a problem like with getting like new people on the boat or something like that? Or do we have to like cut the cast down to 8?
Maybe the people ready were unwell.
Here's the thing. They've moved to streaming now. They could just re-edit the episode and make it 20 minutes.
Yeah. I wonder if we got screwed up with, Brett being unwell and being gone, and then did we end up bringing in Dean like an episode early, and did that throw off the numbers on things? And so I don't know.
They should have had a non-elimination.
That's a thing that's done on one of these shows. I would love a post The Real Love Boat interview with Jerry, where he can now give us a little bit more behind the scenes that wouldn't spoil the show. Because I have so many more questions now, and he knows what one of them is. It's about the freaking bingo balls.
No bingo balls this week.
No
Well-
bingo balls, no dates, no new people.
Mm-hmm.
They've taken
Ugh.
away all of our favorite things to complain about. And so now we'll
Salted
complain about that.
coffee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have so much salt in this coffee.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna see then Daniel and Shaylin. They're gonna go on their date. Freaking Paolo is gonna come in, give them like wah 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 wah
Alright,
wah
ciao
wah
for now.
wah 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 wah. He tells them that hey, you need to try to think about what's better for you as a whole when you make this decision.
Which, what does it mean? I don't understand.
I don't know. Kirsten, all they do is talk about the strategic move to make. Nobody knows how you win this show.
I don't. First of all, there are no winners on the Real Love Boat. Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, Ezra was very specific that you should send home the stronger couple because it will be more strategic.
Was she trying to give a hint? Like, do Matt and Paolo and Ezra know how this is going to end, or are they just along for the cruise like the rest of us? Because
Yeah.
They don't know.
Are they making it up as they go?
And how do you define stronger? Is it like stronger in the challenges or have a
Exactly.
stronger
Or
bond?
connection, yeah. And I feel like that was like the main topic of conversation between Daniel and Shaylin. And every time they talked, I could not understand what position they were at.
I hear you. Yes. I was going to ask you too. Of like, who wanted who to stay? They did not have the same opinion, but I couldn't even figure out whose side who was on and what they were arguing.
Well, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I really was like, I am not absorbing the words coming out of either of your mouths. And then suddenly it was decision time. and I just am like, okay, well, Jordan and Kendra know each other better, but Nathan is like physically stronger. So I guess you can't go wrong.
But then, like, we ultimately get to a point where Daniel says that Jordan and Kendra actually wouldn't be as strong in the outside. And like, this was so
and I think that was his point to keep them.
That I exactly. And like, I thought we started with, because it was so obvious. So the first part of the conversation, Shaylin is like, well, Kendra's my girl. Like, obviously this is the person that she's close with. So, and then Daniel's kind of like, okay, well, let's consider though, because like, you know, they want to be us. Like, they're our competition for like strongest couple here. And then they talk about like, okay, well, Nathan and Tyler are both very physical and like they could probably beat us in a challenge. And then like that became like part of the conversation. And then Daniel asks Shaylin, who are you more threatened by? And he says, is it Kendra or is it Tyler? And she answers Tyler, like she's a triple threat. She's smart. She's beautiful. She was in the military. And then Daniel gives like a confessional where he says like, I feel like she's threatened by Tyler, like romantically, like she thinks that she could get with me. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, what are they weighing in like here? How is this even a consideration? When have Tyler and Daniel even spoken? This was so confusing. Did any of you understand what they were talking about here?
And sometimes I felt like that they were saying like, okay, so Nathan and Tyler, but I didn't know if they were saying to keep them or to get rid of them.
They would just say names.
See, both of you have started like directly quoting them, and my eyes are glazed over. I'm no longer even perceiving what you two are saying because it doesn't make any sense.
It didn't make sense the first time, Kirsten, and me repeating it is not making it make more sense.
I don't understand.
Okay, well, let's go back to Nathan and Tyler. Okay, so remember we said that Tyler had something to tell Nathan about.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's finally going to drop the bomb on him, and hey, back when she was, a younger person, that she married her high school sweetheart, and I think was she deployed when this happened?
She was in training.
She's in training. She had a fling, and the guy found out about it, and it was a whole big thing. And so she just needed to let Nathan know about that. And Nathan's like, okay.
Suddenly, cheating is fine.
Yeah. Look.
There was something about how Tyler told the story and the growth that she expressed, that she had gained from it, that said to Nathan, she's not going to do this again.
Yeah, she turned her cheating on her ex-husband and thus getting divorced into, I would never hurt anybody because I know what pain looks like. And Nathan was like, yes, I trust you.
I mean, to be fair, I don't even know if Nathan would think that cheating is bad if it weren't for the fact that he saw his brother go through it. Like, everyone is like, I can't process like things that are hard or bad unless like I directly experience it or like I see it happen to someone else. Like, I have no way of perceiving it otherwise. So if it weren't for Nathan, seeing it happen to his brother, he might not even feel like that strongly about cheating. So I don't know. But like, for whatever reason, something about Tyler's cheating was less of a deal breaker than Elisa's was. And I think it just ultimately comes down to he just likes Tyler more.
And also, Tyler got to decide when she told him and how, whereas Elisa just in a challenge had to be like, 4 times.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Do you think that Nathan's brother is cool with his life story being told on the Real Love Boat?
He'll never know. So it's
do they have to? I don't understand how these things work. Kirsten, you might have an inside scoop on this. Like, do you have to have people sign releases
like on the Big Brother live feeds?
Also, Rob, you would know this. Like, if you're not going to mention your brother's name or whatever, like, does it matter? Can you just say whatever you want? Or did the brother have to be like, okay, if they're going to say something about me on the show, then I have to be okay with it? I don't understand.
I do not know how that works because no one in my life ever had to sign a waiver. I just stayed in a hotel for 2 weeks.
I think
I don't know when they do that.
Part of like
I don't know.
Actual contract.
I mean, I know one of my friends knew someone who was on Big Brother Canada, and she didn't get the consent for her pictures to be on the show in the HOH room until after the episode had already aired with her pictures in them. Wow. So like, I think that they sometimes play it fast and loose.
Yeah, they're just playing it by ear. How crappy do you feel if you are the girl that cheated on Nathan's brother? Because she's definitely watching this, right? She's streaming this on Paramount Plus, and she's like, absolutely, I ruined Nathan's brother.
And Nathan.
And now him.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, we don't know who she ended up with. I mean, maybe she
Well, things happen for a reason, as Tyler says. So,
and everything led her here to Nathan.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like normally people say everything happens for a reason when they're trying to like make sense of why something horrible has happened to them. And so it's perfectly aligned with like meeting Nathan is something you say, yes, everything happens for a reason.
I have to get off the boat now with him. This is my only option. I have to leave with him. So
everything happens for a reason.
Normally at this point in the episode, Matt and Ezra will get together and figure out what dates are we going to send people on. Instead,
not today.
They just speculated about what do you think that Daniel and Shaylin are going to do? And
they did not know any better than we do, even after watching the episode.
Yeah.
They basically said, like, you could take out the couple that is probably the threat and challenges in Nathan and Tyler, or you can take out Kendra and Jordan, who are strong as a couple, but also a little bit of a threat. And they just, gave us these two options, which we didn't even understand if Shaylin and Daniel were weighing these options the same way.
Also, has Nathan ever done well in a challenge?
I think he did okay when they had to go like get the soap, but then he was bad at using the soap. I think he's good at the running portion of
I feel
these
like
challenges.
Was he bad at the rowing and then they had a comeback?
I think he blamed Elisa.
Yes.
No, I thought
was that Sarah? Was that Sarah?
Yeah.
Sarah knocked the boat over and then they ended up having like a comeback. They were like in it. despite the rough start. I believe that they also did okay, him and Elisa, in like the was that the Rock of Gibraltar one where they had to climb and do the trivia? Was it that one?
Yes.
But I think that was also because like didn't two of the couples get lost or something like that? So it was like by default they did okay. I don't know. I think it's just like he's very physical, like he's very competitive. Whereas I think that the feeling about Kendra and Jordan is like they're just kind of like there for a good time, you know? So they're like maybe not taking it seriously, and they're not ever winning challenges.
I just would love to know how this season will get a winner.
Rob and I,
great question.
We never know the ending of any of the shows that we have ever.
Makes it fun. Kirsten.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and I'm with you there. Like I podcasted about Too Hot to Handle. We're in a similar situation where they will change.
What are they going to do this time?
Apparently, Mario Lanza is involved in fooling everyone.
I believe it's Mario Lopez.
God damn.
Yeah.
It's like from the makers of the Funny 15. It's the Hot 15.
Not me confusing two people. Listen, I'm tired. I'm so stupid. But I think Too Hot to Handle should have the Funny 115.
Yeah, I'm sure it could come up. I mean,
anyways,
remember the time the guy lost money by himself in the bathroom? That was pretty hilarious. And then the other time that remember the guy that was like the football player that the giant bug landed on his forehead?
I don't remember that.
How do you remember?
Yeah. But I do.
Kirsten,
I do.
You should write the flirty 115.
I'll write the flirty 115. I can't believe I got Mario. I just like words are hard. I'm so stupid. No, not the same. Very different. I'm pretty sure.
I want to live in the universe.
No!
I'm never gonna recover from this.
I feel like I'm turning really red and I wish I wasn't alive anymore.
You're Jordan when Kendra walked in. You're red as a tomato.
Yeah, that's right, but for opposite reasons.
Wait, so Mario Lopez is gonna be
he's gonna help.
Host?
He's gonna be the host of the fake show that they trick all of the dummies with.
So just like the one episode, yeah.
And then I don't know. I hope they do a surprise jury vote at the end again. I would love if the Real Love Boat did a surprise jury vote.
It's gonna be a surprise to us.
No matter what it is, it will be surprise.
It'll be a surprise for us, no doubt.
Okay, we love a surprise.
We're going to spend a lot of time in the third act here of Jordan and Kendra talking about what might life be like if they don't get picked, if they get kicked off the boat. Because it's odd on one of these shows, like where it wouldn't be one of them that leaves now. They'd leave together. And I mean, nothing really would be stopping them from continuing this relationship off the boat.
And in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, for them, it makes the most
on
sense.
The boat. Yeah.
Because Canada is just like one small place.
Boat.
Like it's not a big, massive land.
I mean, the only thing that we need to be talking more about is that everybody in Canada knows each other. And so Jordan and Kendra clearly planned this. And
I mean, they should probably check ancestry.com first or .ca first.
Well, I don't think he's from Cape Breton, so I think they're okay.
Okay. But it's true. I would say that they have the best chance of making it work outside of the cruise simply because they have the same passport. Like matters. It makes things easier.
Okay. So we're going to see, the two couples, and then we are going to have like everybody in the waiting room. Jordan and Nathan have an emotional moment and says, "You're like my brother, except if my brother, instead of getting cheated on a bunch of people."
Okay, why did they have to separate the people that might get, like, what was the purpose of this? At least, like, why not have all of the men together and all of the women together?
Were they expecting drama? Were they what are they supposed to do? This is something completely out of our hands. We have no control over this situation. Best of luck to you.
I think they were hoping something would happen.
But, like,
no such luck.
What were they
I don't know.
happen?
I don't know. I mean, Kendra like was feuding with that other woman a couple of weeks ago. Maybe they thought maybe somebody will like say something like snarky to somebody else, but it didn't really happen. It was
I mean, this is the thing. It's like Kendra is like the one firecracker that we still have because we've seen her get spicy with people, but she's so powerful and Jordan is so into her that any possibility for conflict is ceremoniously taken out like at the next sail away. So there's not really any like tension between any of these people. Like everything now that Elisa's gone, like Sarah's gone, there's really no drama.
Yep. Kendra and Tyler, they have a moment. Kendra tells Tyler, I'm proud of you. Okay.
What does it mean?
I think it's just like, wow, you have something special about you that brought Nathan out of his shell. So I'm proud of you for being cool enough. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Let's get to the sail away ceremony. No bingo balls this week. Okay.
At Club 6 though.
Yeah, we're back at the club.
Love Club 6.
At Club 6.
Yes.
No.
Okay. And it's a good spot. I think we should stay here for the rest of the season. Okay.
I don't like seeing them like windy and like their dresses going all over the place and their hair and makeup.
It's just risky. Like just
and
let them be in an enclosed environment where they can look their best
and control the lighting. You know.
Yes.
Lighting is important.
Lighting's important. Okay. So
heard it here first.
It's going to be either Nathan and Tyler or Jordan and Kendra. And so they let them give speeches.
Yes.
And I don't know.
How do you decide who talks?
I don't know. It was awkward between Nathan and Tyler because like Nathan said something and then said to Tyler, like, okay, you can go now. I thought he wanted her to leave. He just meant like you're allowed to speak.
Nathan is just so like just blunt, but like in a really earnest and endearing way almost, where he's just like he doesn't add a lot of flair to what he's saying. Like the sail away ceremonies prior, he'd been like, I'm going to pick this person because I like them. I pick Elisa.
I mean, like, how many words do you think Nathan knows, right? Like, he doesn't have a knowledge base.
He knows enough.
Yeah, he gets by. He's not a wordsmith.
He got like half of the speech and then threw it over to Tyler.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody thinks they have a strong connection. Ultimately, it is going to be. I thought it was interesting that Nathan and Tyler, when they were talking, Nathan says that he really hasn't had the strongest relationships. And again, I really hope Elisa is not watching this episode.
As if she cares. Elisa
is not on this one. Why is she watching?
Yeah, Elisa's probably already met someone else. Like she doesn't strike me as someone who's gonna wait around for Nathan.
Okay. And so ultimately Daniel and Shaylin choose to eliminate Nathan and Tyler.
They had a conversation. So what happened here was they let the couples have their speech, and then Daniel and Shaylin go off to like a bench nearby to have one last kind of discussion about what they're going to do. And they seemed genuinely like confused by this. But again, I found this such a confusing conversation because they went back to, well, we should consider getting rid of the couple that has this, like, it's almost like they got sentimental at this point, and they're like, if we're gonna send one of the couples home, like, let's send the one that has the best chance of making it so that they can go, grow their relationship outside of here. And so Daniel's like, who do you think that couple is? And Shaylin's like, Jordan and Kendra, and he's like, no, it's Nathan and Tyler. And so then I think that was the criteria that they ended up landing on, was that they thought that Jordan and Kendra need more time to actually strengthen their bond. And they got rid of Tyler and Nathan because they thought that they had the best chance outside of the boat, which makes no sense to me based on all of the other things they were talking about, where they're like, got to get rid of the biggest threat to us, the strongest couple. It's like, I just don't get it.
Well, but in a way, getting rid of the couple that has the best chance of working already is getting rid of the strongest couple. They just found a way to make themselves feel better about doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. This was a flop. I hope they don't do this again in this season.
I spent the entire time wondering, like, okay, I think that Daniel wants Nathan and Tyler to stay and to send Jordan and Kendra home. And Shaylin wants to keep Kendra and Jordan because she feels closer to them and she's more sentimental. And this was like Daniel's finally like flexing like his control, and you know who's going to win out here, and like this is going to like give some sort of story about like their dynamic as a couple. And so I really thought that was what was going to be the storyline, but then ultimately it seemed like Daniel shifted things at the end, but like it was still his reason. I don't get it.
Very strange. It was very strange.
I thought ultimately it was just that Nathan seems like he's strong, and maybe Daniel felt like that Nathan could beat him in some sort of like a physical challenge down the road.
Yeah, and who knows how they win this thing? Perhaps it is a race.
Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe it's a physical challenge.
Maybe it could be an obstacle course. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God.
Anyway, we then get some final words from Nathan and Tyler. They're hopeful.
I mean,
yes.
What else do you have to be at this point? What if you're like, I guess I'm just gonna go home. I'll never talk to you again.
No, they had that conversation minutes later when the cameras left.
Yeah. And then
Nathan seems like he's come a long way. I actually believe that this was probably a good experience for Nathan.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
he learned a lot. He learned how to open up. Yes. Okay. And so then there was no dancing at the end of the episode. So
there was dancing, Rob.
Oh, they did dance?
My God.
Maybe I was too upset.
Because I wait for this every episode because it's so uncomfortable, and I like have this love-hate relationship with like deeply uncomfortable, wanting to jump out of my skin kind of television. And
that's why you're friends with me.
But like, this was the most awkward dancing yet because it was so somber, because it was like no one wanted them to go, and it was sad, but they were happy for them. Everyone was crying, and then it was like, we're going to Athens, like it'll be new and exciting, and then like clearly Rebecca and Jerry are like, we're gonna dance, and so like everyone's like slow dancing awkwardly, like
it's like when you see those like TikToks of girls trying to do like the trendy dance, but they're upset
crying
and they're crying. That's literally what it felt like.
It's precisely like that. It was so awkward.
Yeah. So I felt like this episode, I thought was a little bit of
it could have been an email.
Maybe, yeah, it could have been an email. But next week, things look like maybe the producers were like, hey, we got to ratchet up. Chris, looks like we're going to get 4 singles in next week.
They're coming in masks. So I don't know.
Take it off.
I really
masked swingers.
Yes.
Oh my God. I really hope that the people in masks are people that have already been eliminated from the season.
That's what I thought. But one of the women,
I didn't recognize one of them.
Yeah. So that's why I thought maybe.
Yeah, but like I'm choosing not to perceive that, so I can have hope
for
like a little more.
Wig. Yeah, it's a wig. It's a full getup.
Like it's like Brett's like, I'm back. I was unwell, but I am now back, baby, with Brett.
Yeah, and I'm here to either tempt Chex Notes Dustin or Sydney.
Because we are so invested in this story.
Yes. Oh, but maybe somebody's going to tempt Emily, and then maybe Marty is going to rage quit the Love Boat next week.
That's what it looks like. It looks like Marty's going to be acting jealous, and Emily is not going to like that.
Stage 5 clinger action.
Yeah, she did.
Marty.
She said he's a clinger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, they have been building this story, and I want to see it come to fruition. I want to see I don't want it to just be like, and then they have a conversation and they decide that they're great for each other and everything's fine. No.
Yeah.
I want fireworks.
I will lose my mind. I will explode if that's what happens, where this is all for naught and they just are fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't play with me, Real Love Boat, okay?
Do we have any sense as to whether Nathan and Tyler have stood the test of time?
Oh, should we be checking social media?
Out.
Yeah.
What is Nathan's last name?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
Nathan,
what was that website that I was going to?
Real Love. Yeah. And then I'll put.
Okay, I'm looking.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not getting a lot.
Maybe we have to wait for the reunion show. Or Nathan.
I'm getting more from the Australian
yes,
Real Love Boat.
And I've heard people are curious if we're going to cover that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to watch Australian things, but
yes. Okay.
yeah,
we don't know. If any of our listeners know, please tell us.
Yeah. Do I have to get on the Real Love Boat TikTok? I've been trying to stay off the TikTok.
Is there Real Love Boat TikTok?
I thought it was just Ezra's TikTok.
Yeah, just Ezra. I thought
Ezra has TikTok.
Yeah, she's like big on TikTok. I will look into this evening.
Nathan
I'm
Kroger.
Okay, let's see. Hashtag Real Love Boat. You think? Let me see.
On TikTok.
This might screw up my algorithm.
Yeah, you're done now.
Love.
Okay,
boat.
He's got a dog.
Okay. He's got a dog. Okay.
Okay.
Green flag.
Green flag. Okay.
Jerry posted a picture of him doing a push-up with Tyler on his back, and he said yes.
Yes. Let me see. All right. Let me see. Maybe. Looks like these are old.
Yeah. No. His last post is from November 9th. It's a picture of him on the yacht the cruise ship in Crete.
On a yachtus.
And it says, "Sorry, ladies, this spot is reserved for Jordan." And then Jordan is, of course, Jordan from Jordan and Kendra. So we don't know. If they were together, they'd have posted a picture together already.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll come back
maybe
next
they're
week.
waiting because the episode just dropped today. So maybe they're giving.
I guess that's true.
Maybe they're used to. Yeah. Maybe
time.
they loaded all of their social posts at the beginning of the season, and they're waiting for the episode to get posted at
9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
It will drop.
Yeah. All right. So until next time, that's where we stand with the Real Love Boat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Kirsten, what's coming up for you?
Just regular schedule. We've got Mess Magnets. I'm talking about Tuka and Birdie over on BoJack Horsepod. And you can follow me everywhere at Kirsten Said What, including twitch.tv/Kirsten Said What.
And while it might be a little dated, we had a very fun Survivor feedback show on Friday night. There was plenty of laughs to be had. I know you'll be jammed up with all of the Survivor content for episode number 9, but we had a lot of fun talking about episode number 8.
Yes, it was great. It was great fun. I was very thrilled.
It was sick as hell. Yeah,
it was absolutely sick as hell.
Yes, for sure. Okay, and Jenny, well, besides going back and listening to OMC, and now that's what I call Music 34. What else is going on?
That's what I call Music 34. What is coming up for me? Not a whole lot. I am, winter is coming, and
so your podcast about Game of Thrones also?
Absolutely not. I've never seen a Game of Thrones. I don't play those games. No, I only dabble in trash, Rob. You know this. And
so you would love the last season of Game of Thrones.
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, that is what I've gathered. But it's too serious for me. I want, although I do love a little trash that takes itself a little too seriously.
No, you wouldn't
be on the edge. But yeah, what's going to be the next winter sensation? Those raccoons, they need to eat trash in the colder months too.
Are you saying what show? What show?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just waiting to see what happens.
Let me pitch you offline. I've got some thoughts. Okay?
What a tease.
All right. Okay. So we've got that coming up. I did talk about the Game of Thrones with Josh Wigler earlier today. We had the House of the Dragon Throner Awards were back. You could check that out. And of course, I'll be talking about Now That's What I Call Amazing Race 34 later on Thursday with Jess and Mike to talk about. Are they going to cross? Are they in Athens? Are they going to Athens for the Amazing Race? I'm not sure. Maybe
I don't think
that's
that's where they got the
filmed at
idea.
same time.
Yeah, I think
They
this
met
was a
up with
leftover
production.
challenge. Yeah. All right. So that's what's going on. Thank you for checking out this recap of the Real Love Boat episode number 7. It was so much fun. We love to hear what you think about these podcasts. If Twitter is still existing when you listen to this, shoot us a note. Okay. And let us know what you thought. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.